Look, if you're just staring at the crypto price charts all day, I'm telling you, you are missing the real story. So today, we're going to tune out all that noise. We're going to dive deep into the data and see what's actually getting built under the hood. All right, let's do this. All right, let's just get right to it. The question on everyone's mind, right? Are we staring down the barrel of another long, cold crypto winter? Or is something else entirely going on that the price charts just aren't showing us? So to figure that out, we're going to break this down. We've got 5 key things to look at. First, we'll get a feel for the market vibe. Then, we'll look at this huge tug of war between regulation and the rise of DeFi. After that, we'll zoom right in on Ethereum and what makes it special right now, see how Bitcoin's doing in comparison, and then, and this is the big one, we'll talk about why this so-called winter might be totally different this time around. Okay, first up, let's just talk about the vibe. How does things feel right now? If you've been paying any attention to the markets, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's just no real momentum, is there? And yeah, that can be pretty unsettling. Yeah, no kidding. The market just feels slow. It's kind of going sideways and everything feels super uncertain. And look, when prices aren't rocketing up, that naturally freaks people out. It feeds right into that whole crypto winter story. But here's the thing. That feeling, it's not always the whole picture. And that right there is the key. This quote really flips the script on how we should be thinking about this. I mean, if you look back, history is full of examples, right? These quiet, uncertain times in tech, in finance, they often come right before some massive change. It's like the calm before the innovation storm. So let's dig into the 2 huge forces that are really shaping everything right now. Think of it like a push and a pull. On one side, you've got the government and all this regulatory pressure. But on the other side, you've got this insane internal growth from on-chain finance. You know it as DeFi. So, where is all this uncertainty coming from? Well, a massive piece of the puzzle is this big crypto bill that's slowly, and I mean slowly, making its way through the US Congress. The whole market is just kind of holding its breath, waiting to see what the rules are going to be. And you know, if there's one thing Wall Street and crypto markets hate, it's being kept waiting. And the thing to get here is that this isn't some quick thumbs up or thumbs down vote. Not at all. This bill has a whole journey ahead of it. It's got to get through committees, then it has to be debated on the Senate floor, and then finally get all the approvals. Each one of those steps can take months, and it just adds more question marks. That long, drawn-out process, that's what's keeping a lot of the big institutional money sitting on the sidelines. But okay, while all that regulation stuff is stuck in the mud, on-chain activity is doing the exact opposite. It's booming. And this chart right here shows you exactly why. I mean, look at it. People want their money to work for them, right? Your typical bank is giving you next to nothing in interest. Meanwhile, you've got these on-chain protocols offering way higher yields on things like stablecoins. That hunt for a decent return, it's a huge, powerful reason why people are jumping in.
And that, my friends, is the heart of decentralized finance, DeFi. It's basically a whole new financial system being built piece by piece on the blockchain. And get this, even with the market feeling so sluggish, the actual activity, the lending happening on protocols like Aave, it's showing really strong, steady growth. That tells you something important. It tells you people are actually using this stuff and trusting it more and more, no matter what the price is doing day to day. Which, naturally, brings us to the king of this whole on-chain world, Ethereum. Seriously, if you want to understand where the real value is being created, you just have to follow the activity. And right now, all roads lead to ETH. Just look at this number for a second. $28 billion. That's how much is currently active in loans just on the Ethereum network. That is a massive vote of confidence. It's a huge sign of real-world utility. This isn't just people gambling on price swings. This is a real, functioning, multi-billion-dollar credit market, and it's still growing even while the market feels kinda meh. And here's what's really cool. Ethereum isn't just thinking about today, it's playing the long game, getting ready for tomorrow. One of the craziest, most forward-thinking things they're doing is actively moving to become quantum resistant. So the basic idea is that someday, super powerful quantum computers could just break all of today's encryption. By tackling that threat right now, Ethereum is setting itself up to be, believe it or not, maybe even more secure than our traditional financial system down the road. Okay, so to really get how big a deal this is for Ethereum, it helps to see what's happening with the other giant in the room, Bitcoin. Because right now, Bitcoin is dealing with its own unique set of problems. And this table really lays out the difference, doesn't it? You can see the 2 stories diverging. Ethereum's story right now is all about growing use cases and getting ready for the future. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is feeling the heat on its mining network. You have things like, extreme weather events that can actually mess with the hash rate. That's the network's processing power. And that creates a lot of uncertainty for the miners who are the lifeblood of the whole system.
And you can actually see this playing out with how the big money is moving. We're seeing reports that some of the smart money, institutional investors, are actually rebalancing their crypto portfolios. They're selling off some of their Bitcoin to buy more Ethereum. Now, what does that tell you? It looks like a strategic bet. A bet on the future growth of a programmable, do-anything financial platform, not just a simple store of value. All right, let's pull all these threads together. Let's go back to that first question we asked. When you actually look at everything happening underneath the surface, the regulation, the DeFi growth, the Ethereum advantage, that crypto winter label starts to feel, well, just wrong. It doesn't quite fit, does it? A much better way to think about this time is as a building phase. That's what it is. This isn't one of those catastrophic market collapses we've seen in the past. Not at all. This is a period of quiet, heads-down work. It's about fundamental development happening far away from all the hype and the crazy price speculation. And you know what? The signs are everywhere if you know where to look. On-chain fees are low, which makes it cheaper for people to actually use the network. The number of transactions is going up. DeFi is still growing like a weed. Big-time institutions are still placing their bets. And hey, even that regulatory clarity, as slow as it is, it's getting closer. Every single one of these points to one thing: construction, not destruction. And I want to leave you with this one last thought because it really ties this whole thing together perfectly. It's a powerful idea. While nobody, and I mean nobody, has a crystal ball, the history of crypto tells us something really important. It suggests that these times, the moments that feel the most boring or even a little scary, those are often the exact moments when the groundwork for the next massive leap forward is being put in place. So the real question for you is, are you just watching the price, or are you watching the progress?